Hi, welcome to Connect with Nikola Tesla Codes and CosmoFields. My name is Joy. I'm an energy healer and spiritual advisor. And today I'm going to talk about how to transfer fear to self-empowerment and some energy updates. As we know, that's the most main issue at the moment, global-wide, is the coronavirus. And so I just want to share, give some energy update at the beginning, and then I will be go through some tips to help people to handle the situation. Because we know at the moment lots of people are into this fear mode, and it's actually can be avoided and can be, I'm just trying to help people how to deal with this situation with less fear or turn into this fear to empower yourself. And then in the end of this video, I will share how you can connect with this energy that whatever is coming up to us. So first of all, I want to share the if in the past 2 to 3 days, if you have more energy sensitive, you might feel the energy vibration is different. That's because the cosmos field has been working on protection, helping humanity with these difficult times. And there are a lot of background energy work has been done. So some are very deep level. So at the moment, what I'm able to share is the humanity, the immune system, the cosmos field is boosting the humanity's immune system. And also, there are also already some energy work being done is to do some protection work from the influence from the 5G. And hopefully, in the near future, I think in the next 1 or 2 weeks, I will be editing the recording and upload to my channel so you can see what's been done regarding this 5G influence. And then there's also I think that's I will share more along what I'm talking because sometimes just information will come to me along the way. So I'll just start with the top much influence from the social media, and everyone is kind of in panicking mode, or in this lots of influences from this virus. So today I want to break down how this fear is influencing us and how can we get on top of the situation and how we can handle it without being beat up with this all this chaotic. It's like you feel like you've been attacked everywhere. It's like I don't how to put this, and people say it's like a world war because it's all country are affected, and you can see every country have a similar operation. First of all, they close the border and they start to lock down, the states, the city. Some even go further to community. So it's like in general, we can say this is, kind of agenda from the dark forces. So I think a lot of people know about consciousness field. They are helping humanity. So the situation is under control now, and we don't really have to worry. But I just want to share whatever I'm able to share and to help people to dealing with whatever is happening at the moment. So now I want to start with fear because this is really, especially for people don't know what's happening behind all this. We're really getting into fear mode because when they see the news every day, they give you the figure, the numbers growing, the chart is like a flying high, and then you see all the news is impacting one country after another, and it's actually not something only in the news from the screen. It's actually coming to your life. Because when you go out for shopping, you might running out of, you can't get any toilet paper, even any pasta, that sort of basic things. So, and that's why after that, the influence will be not just the virus itself, because it's impacting the finance as well. As you can see, the stock market, they reflecting, because it's influencing, this lockdown is actually influencing the operation of our economy. Lots of business have to close, have to, sort of shutting down during this period of time. So for the prevention of the spreading of the virus. And with that, also, it's triggering people that have this insecure financial aspect, because people still have bill to pay. They still have to eat, have to make a living. So I want to look at the fear. So all this fear is coming from, how does it start it? It's coming from all from information that we get. So the trigger is the information we receive. So every day we receive different all types of information. Somehow, why this information we create fear? Because this is when you feel whatever this information is going to give you a big impact, and it's more like you cannot get control over it. You feel like this, whatever is more powerful than you, and then you feel like, oh, you can't handle it, because you feel like it's getting on top of you. So that's why when we get this information, it also works different way, because when we receive any information, we need to looking at why, why this information is coming this way. So at the moment, we know, they're talking about the spreading of this virus, but actually we know the virus itself is not as dangerous as it looks on the media. Just because actually the most, I would say, the biggest virus is fear itself, because before the virus really come to you, already you're beaten by this fear. People, you create this, because fear is such a low vibration energy, and people is easily getting trapped. And when we know why all this happening, because I think whoever watching this video will have this understanding. We have this dark side trying to do something to humanity in order to control different stuff, everything. So they try to create this fear in order to control, because fear is actually a tool used to control humanity, because they control through your mind. And all this, whatever you see from the media, is actually, it is a weather control tool, and that's why when we look at the information, we need to have a filter. We can looking at why, and especially in this time, like you are bombarded with all these, because even though some people, they don't, they can choose to switch off, have not worry too much about the media, what's happening. But with this one, because it's a little bit different, because it's something really close to you, and then it's affecting your day-to-day life. Like, if you cannot go to work, your child cannot go to school, that is affecting you. So you still have to keep an eye on what's happening. But and then for people, you need to you need to be aware how all this situation happening. So it's very hard, because that's why all this is like a trigger in many ways. And then we may looking at who is, I just mentioned that before, like the initiation part, of course, is the dark forces behind, but whoever is involved is participating. It's many layers. It can be the government, it can be the media, it can be many hidden that we don't, even the figure. Sometimes we can't really identify the truth, the how the reality, the authenticity of the figure itself. And then so that's why when we so much information. So the thing is, when all this happening, how because when this happen and who allow it to happen? Yes, so I just try to get so how does it happen? There is someone trying to feed you, but another one is our reaction. So if we decide to, we can decide to react or not to react. So it's working both ways, because when this is happening, because you allow it to happen. So when fear is happening, it's really on the two sides. So how does it become to become on top of the situation? Is when I'll share more later on, but just try to examine, this both way. Of course, there's one side trying to impose this fear coming to us, but on the other side is how we responding to it. We can respond with fear or different energy, or we can just do observation, and which I'll talk about it later on in the last bit. So when I think this when it is when you open up to this information. So if people watching news all the time, and of course you open up the door for the energy to come, for the information to come in, and that's why it's up to you how you filter the information, and that's why because all this it's not like before. Like before, we had TV, there's a certain time, but now it's literally 24/7. It's when you open up yourself, when you have your focus on certain things, then you open up this door for the energy to come in. So, and then we can probably very quickly move on to how we can handle this situation. We can really start from the very beginning. As I said, when you try to be aware yourself that you're in this fear situation, it's very important, because if you're not aware, then there's nothing really you can do, because sometimes some people, they do like that. They're in fear mode, but they don't know they're in this panicking fear, and it's reflecting in other aspects. And it's a bit hard, because then if you want to help in this situation, you really need to be more self-awareness. The much you can observe, the more you're aware, the easier for you to handle, because then you can decide how you want to handle this situation. Because it's like is you more powerful or fear more powerful? You can decide, right? Because if you feel like, oh, something is really powerful, and you're gonna be taken over by it, and then you are beaten up, you give up. So you'll be, and with this we can say you can say dark side agenda, or what's been happening is to create fear, because fear is actually lowering down people's immune system, and then it's actually easy to control, because it's how people can control. You can look at back of the history. A lot of incidents, the easiest way to control is through fear, right? So when we understand, so that's why when we so we can decide, how we take the information. So we can, first of all, we can say, I just don't want to take any information, any influence. Some people can, I know lots of people, they switch off media. They don't want to know anything about it. That's one way of handling it. Then you disconnect. So you don't allow this information come to you, because that's a trigger for fear. So you can cut off the consumption of information coming to you. So that's one way to do it. Another way is you can still receive the information, but you have your own filter, or you look at this information with like a neutral way. You observe, right? So, okay, this is whatever is coming through you with this one. And then you can do your own research. Is it real? Or what does other people say with different opinion? And sometimes you just have to make your own discernment and to see how you can. And a lot of time, people find it's very hard to control yourself, because these fears keep coming, and it depending on the individual. Some people, they are more aware, they can like observe, they just separate themselves from the fear. So when you observe and you just watch it, the fear come and go. So this is one way to do it. So another way, you can raise your vibration, and just lift your go. It's like you go on top of the fear vibration, you can say that. And then in the next video, I'm going to put out there, actually there's energy work we offer to boost. It's kind of, we say, transform fear to self-empowerment. It's like with the help with CosmoFields, and they're using some sounds and tones, is actually to raise the vibration and then help you to release the fear itself. It is very powerful. So I'm going to put out the video after this one in the next 1 or 2 days, hopefully. I'll get time to edit everything and put it up. So I do encourage you to subscribe the channel and click on the bell for notifications, so you get some more, because we're going to upload more we say first aid kit first aid video for this to help people go through this period of time. So there will be more videos. We're trying to upload a recording, and I will do some explanation and energy update as well. And so basically, I don't know if anyone have questions. We know, because today is not very good time. It's either everyone's because it's pretty late now, so I wouldn't expect too many questions here. So I think today just a very quick chat, just sharing how you can just sums up. Okay, maybe I'll do a quick summary. So because really about fear is we allowing it to happen. You actually manifesting it without knowing it. You actually have the control. When you know you have the control of your reaction, which is fear, then you get on top of the situation. It becomes like a you empower yourself, because this is when you get on top of the situation, and you can tell fear, you can step back, watch it come and go. We all have different emotion. We have anger, we have different, we have happiness, we have this, we all choose to experience. But if it's acceptable, For some people, then it's okay because we all choose to experience different emotions. But then when the fear is too much, more than you can handle, and then this is the time you need to looking at why is this happening, why you allow it to happen. You can looking at how you can control the information coming to you. You can say, no, I don't want to look at this. This is another way to do it. Or you can still look at it, but you want to try to understand more truth, what's behind. And what I'm trying to say is really just the mask to showing you, because just from the media, you already create the enormous, you can see from people panic buying all this like toilet paper, the necessities, what's it called, flour, pasta, and this sort of canned food, that sort of thing. So it's already reflecting people's behavior. So that's what I'm trying to say is don't buy into that fear mode, because this is what would say the dark force is trying to create. And as I explained in another video, because we are so powerful as a human, we have this direct connection to the source. We have the light. And with the dark forces, they don't have the light. So all their power coming from feeding on humanity's light. And so how the easiest way is to create fear, then they can control human beings, and human being work like a slave in a way, as you can see in this society or this system. And I'm not really the conspiracy theorist. I'm just collecting some information. They are sharing some, the whatever reveals some agenda behind. But the difference is, we're not just talking about the problem. We're actually offering the solution as well, because we, through the help with, we're connecting with the consciousness field, and with their help, they are trying to help the humanity. So in the next few, as I said, if you feel some energy shift in the past few days, you're actually picking up some intensive energy work being done to the planet, to the humanity. And this work is actually ongoing like 24/7. It's still going, for the rest of the year. And so what you can do is you can tuning in with this energy, this this, maybe I can make another video, or if you can go to any of the recordings in the Nikola Tesla series videos, and wherever you can find there is some meditation, or it's all connected, so you can connect through that way. Or when you do the meditation, you can connect to your heart. I don't know today we have time to do that for the meditation, but I think I'll upload the recording first, and then maybe later if we have another opportunity, I will do this meditation with everyone, because everyone will have different preference. They like different ways of meditation, so I'm kind of offering different different style of like energy work, preference, like different style of meditation. So you can, whatever you feel comfortable, you can go with that. So I don't know, because if there's no any questions, I think I pretty much cover I want to say today. So basically, to sink in, because think about this, if you sometimes you really want to have break, but because you have to work, but now you can have a few weeks holiday, sort of holiday. You don't have to work and you can have your own time at home. So why not take this opportunity, do the things you normally want to do and you don't have time. So take this opportunity to work on yourself. It's actually very good. Taking this as a reset, reboot. And and then after, I think this one would be it's like a, if you look at the bright side, it's helping us, to looking at things differently and to grow as well. Okay, so basically, this is what I try to cover today, and hopefully, you can always type your question or comments in this video, and I'll get back to you when I see it. So, in the end, I'm trying to say is everything is supported and under control from the higher consciousness field, the cosmos field. So really don't have to worry. So what you see is really the illusion, being created to create this fear. So when you can see through this illusion, what's been created, you can see behind the scenes. So you can turn into this fear into empower yourself. You can actually get on top of this situation, and you can actually see, oh, actually I don't, it doesn't worry me, because it's not real. Whatever is showing you, it just they try to scare you. As simple as that, because so that they can do many things. So okay, so that's all for today, and I don't want to drag for too long for today's topic. So if you have any suggestions, any feedback, please leave in a comment, and I'm looking forward to connect with you in my next video. I'll see you soon. Bye.